Welcome everyone, and we're going to do a little firework themed workout this morning since tomorrow is 4th of July. But this is a good routine if you have pain in maybe the wrist or the knees during any tabletop or down dog positions, because we're just going to stay standing the whole time. And hopefully Clay will stay standing too, right? And he'll just jump around. But this is a good one for just getting that standing postures in, so you can add it to any routine. You can add more breaths at the beginning. You can do more sitting postures at the end to relax. But this is just a quick little standing routine with hopefully some fun little firework themes. So all we're going to do it, and again, if anything doesn't feel right, just skip, come up with your own pose. So we'll be working a lot of balance here, but we're just going to get started. So we're going to start in a nice little mountain pose, anywhere onto the mat. So make sure our feet are right underneath our hips and shoulders stacked over the hips as well. I'm going to make sure my head is staying neutral, so I'm not pushing my neck back or pulling it too far. I just want to stay nice neutral so I can bring my belly button in towards the spine. Let's just inhale, round the shoulders down, back and away, palms face forward. We'll just take time here for a few rounds of breathing. In through the nose. Exhale through the belly. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the belly. One more time. We're going to do that same thing, so we're going to inhale in through the nose. This time we're exhale, taking our left foot out, arms come up, a little mini star. So my arms reach. Inhale, bring it back to center. I'm going to bring my feet to touch this time. Exhale, arms up to the other side. Inhale into center. So we're going to keep doing that with that moving breath. When I go up for this mini star, I'm reaching my fingertips. I'm pointing up nice and strong, so I'm feeling my arms start to activate. I feel it in my shoulders. Always, anytime we're doing yoga or any pose, or just life, we're always using our core, so making sure we're bringing that belly button in towards the spine. We'll keep our head up nice and proud. Again, I'm feeling that nice activation through my back, so I'm pulling my shoulder blades down when my arms come up. Let's do one more on each side. A little star pose. Bring it back into the center, forward fold real quick. Just pedal through the feet back and forth, bringing the chin towards the chest. And we'll slowly whirl our way back up. Again, relaxing the shoulders down, back and away. Just a few rounds of cat-cow breathing. So inhale, let's drop our belly, lifting our crown up towards the back of the room. Exhale, rounding our shoulders forward, feeling that belly button draw in. One more time. Inhale, pull. Exhale, round. One more time, just getting a nice little extension and flexion through our spine, getting it nice and warmed up. And we'll bring it back into neutral, and we'll come into our first balance pose. So I'm going to start with my right foot grounded, relaxing the shoulders down, back away. All I'm going to do is take my left toes, pointing them forward, so I can keep my hands wherever I want out here on our hips. I'm just going to keep them on my hips for now. Pointing the toes forward, and you can either keep our foot balanced just like this, so you can feel that little more stability, put the majority of the weight into the right foot, or you can start to lift up those front toes. Again, we're bringing that belly button in towards the spine, so I'm not pushing out my stomach. I'm not rounding in. I'm trying to stay nice and vertical here. I'm just starting to warm up through the lower body. Balance is always a nice core challenge. One more round of breath. We're going to bend that left leg coming all the way behind for a nice quad stretch. So I'm reaching for the inside of my foot here, kind of like if I was coming into my dancer's pose. So I'll get a nice little rotation through my arm, nice quad stretch onto the right side. Again, anytime we do balance, adds a little more of a challenge, right? So we're using that core. Yeah, feels nice. Make sure I keep my knees into one line. And let's release that grip. We're gonna bring our knee all the way up and just a little rotation over to the side. Extending our arms down, placing our foot. Let's do that one more time. It's like a bicycle, but one side only. So inhale, press up. One tap. Inhale, pull, rotate. So getting rotation through the spine, feeling a little warming through the belly. The legs are working out nice. Keeping our foot flexed, trying not to grip our mat with our toes. Let's do that 2 more times. And on this last one, we're gonna come right into our chair pose. So sink it down in. I'm gonna start with my feet hip width distance apart. So my heels are firmly like, I don't know, a few inches behind my knees. So my knees are gonna push forward. I can have them slide right over those toes if I'd like, but I wanna make sure I'm really grounded. Again, the whole foot is there, but I should be able to wiggle the toes. My hips are sitting down nice and low, and my belly button is still drawn in, and my arms remain up. Feeling a nice activation through the legs. Let's do that one more time. Inhale out through the nose. Exhale, release. One more inhale. Another exhale, we're going to stand up, bringing our fingertips behind us for that interlaced grip, and exhale, forward fold to our shoulder rinse here. So my toes are still pointing forward, and that nice little forward fold, and nice pull into the shoulders. Hi, baby cakes. Staying into the forward fold, let's just release the hands, bending in to my right knee, keeping my left leg straight. I'm just going to reach on up, twisting towards that same side that I did those bicycles on. So I have a nice lift up with the fingers. My gaze can go up towards my left hand or stay down onto the floor, whatever is more comfortable. So I'm just feeling that nice big stretch across my IT band, a nice little opening within the legs. And on exhale, let's bring our hands down. We're going to come to our wide-legged forward fold. So just rotating here to that same side we were facing. Feet can be parallel to the sides of the mat or toes slightly in. If you have any high blood pressure or if you're pregnant, make sure you don't bring those toes in. And we'll just stay parallel to the mat. So we're just going to come to that wide-legged forward fold. I know, it's so weird doing a forward fold. So normally in classes when I walk around, because I like to switch the direction that I'm facing everyone. So when I get to do a wide-legged forward fold, it feels pretty nice. We're just going to keep our hands up. We're going to do a little opposite twist this time. So I'm going to keep my left hand down and inhale that right arm up, a little twist. Oh, my head's gone. I'm still here, don't worry. Yeah, is that funny? Nice little twist here, just to get that opposite rotation going before we get to the other side. Let's bring our palm back down. We're going to come to a side squat to the back of the mat. So bending into the left leg, toes come up. Again, you can do this, you can stay nice and high if you'd like. So just coming into that side squat. Now my left toes are pointing to the back corner, and my front toes are pointing to the front corner. So it's now spread out almost to like that goddess pose. I'm gonna stick a little lower into the side squat so I can get a nice stretch into my adductor muscles onto my right leg. You've lost a lot of toys over there, haven't you? I'm making sure I keep my chest up. It's hard when I'm looking everywhere, but making sure it's staying up nice and lifted through the chest. Let's inhale, press that side squat to the front of the room, getting that nice opposite stretch before we keep going for the rest of our moves. Again, keep the chest up. Again, you can stay up nice and high, making sure my knee and foot are staying rotated out so I can get that nice hip opening. And you can always bring that forearm onto the leg as well for a little support here. Otherwise, we'll stick it nice and low. One more full round of breath. We're gonna come back into center. Toes are still gonna point to the corners of our mat, so heels in, toes out, popping on up into our goddess squat. So it's a nice wide-legged squat, sinking right in, so making sure my knees are staying out. If you'd like, just use your hands real quick, if it feels okay, onto the body and into the knees, and just really gently pull them away to kind of help open up through that lower body. It's easier for us to collapse, and we want to make sure we're activating through all of our big quad muscles to keep us nice and lifted here. Good work. Let's just inhale, stand up. Big star pose, nice big stretch, feeling that opening across the chest. Sink it back in, goddess. Forget about holding the legs open, just use our hands into this position. One more time, big star pose. Rotating onto our feet to the front of the mat. We'll come into our high lunge. So right foot forward, left foot back. Feet are hip width distance apart. Toes are facing forward. Nice high lunge. High lunge, high lunge. Rocking man. I'm going to keep my right foot planted, but I'm going to inhale my left leg up, coming into a mini tree. So for my mini tree, I'm just going to start here with my heel onto the inside of my leg, toes facing down. So I'm just opening up through the lower body. My knee is out, my left knee is out towards the side of my mat, so it's almost in line with my shoulder. And I'm just keeping my belly button drawn in. This is all we're going to take this tree pose right now. We'll revisit it again later. Let's bring our hands into heart center, and I'm going to lift up my left knee. Nice little balance challenge for our gate pose. So flexing through the left foot. Nice gate pose. Yeah. Let's close the gate to the center. Plant our foot. And we're going to do everything we just did to the other side. So this time, left foot planted, right foot points forward. Again, you can keep it onto the ground or just lift it up, feeling the activation. So I'm pointing through the toes. My right quad is fully flexed. You need to get your toes back. Bringing that foot all the way through. Again, inside of the foot, quad stretch, knees in line, chest stays lifted. Ah, it's a nice quad stretch, isn't it, buddy? Yes. The one-sided bicycle is next, so we're going to release that grip. That knee is going to come all the way forward as we twist over to the side. Ooh, balance, balance. Bring it back into center, tap down. Inhale, pull through. Apparently that side's a little harder. Making sure I'm just rotating so my elbows are going to stay up. Hey, I'll get you. Twist. 2 more times. Last one. And sink it into that chair pose. So again, stick it back nice and low, feeling that nice activation. We already warmed up those quads, so now we're sinking a little lower into our chair. Arms can be up, heart center, or cactus. I'm gonna stick with the cactus. Shoulders are feeling a little too tight for that, aren't they, buddy? So let's keep the chest lifted just like this. And we'll take our arms behind us, finding the opposite interlace grips. Forward fold, does that nice little shoulder rinse. Chin comes towards the chest. Releasing our hands down. Let's bend into the left knee, right leg straight. Arms come up, little twist. Ah, it feels nice cross-eyed. Taking a nice big leg stretch. Yes. Yes, it does. You want to do it too? Let's bring your hand up with that wide leg of forward fold to that same side. So again, taking our feet nice and wide, parallel, and toes slightly in. And we'll keep it to the opposite twist that we did last time. So this time my right hand, left hand comes up. A little twist. Nice little opening here. Let's bring our hand back down, side squat to the back of the mat. If you're feeling you can go a little lower. Otherwise, you're staying nice and high. We're just still working slowly into those legs. Yes, we are, to the opposite side. I think this is the lowest we're gonna. Was this the only time our hands touch the mat, bud? I think so. And we'll come back into that goddess squat. So again, adjust the feet as necessary. Toes out, heels in, sing it nice and low into that nice goddess squat. Again, you can take the hands to adjust. Hello. Hello. Chest stays up, nice and lifted. Big star pose. Oh, that's good. Singing nice and in. Goddess squat. We'll do it one more time. Inhale, big star pose. Then we're going to rotate with our feet. High lunge to the front of the room. Whoa. High lunges are crazy here. Relaxing the shoulders away. Again, left foot's going to stay planted. I'm bringing that right foot up for that mini tree. So just sticking right here. Heel comes in to the inside of the leg. Quite distracted me. That was pretty good, bud. And again, hands can be wherever we'd like, but we're just trying to work on that knee opening because we're going to keep that foot grounded. Just inhale, lifting our leg out, trying as best as we can. I can feel myself wobbling to keep our hip, knee, and ankle in one line. So stack it right on top of each other, including the shoulder, I guess, all the way through. Keeping our right foot flexed. Let's bring it back into center and lower down, releasing the legs. Let's move on over back to the other side. So keeping the right foot forward, slide that left foot back, coming into our side angle pose. So it's like a warrior two stance, heels are in one line. And we're just gonna sink it right down into the inside of the leg. So the right hand's to the inside of the leg. You can always rest it right on top, making sure I'm not gripping the mat with my toes, just relaxing through. You can use that arm to gently open up through the right side. Option to lift up that top hand for a nice stretch here. Yeah, you're doing so good, Clay. A nice big lift. All we're gonna do is stay with our arms just like this. We're just gonna straighten through that front leg for a little triangle pose. So our hips should still be opening up towards the left side of our mat. One more inhale here, and exhale, sink it right back into our side angle. Option here, we can take a bind, so taking that top hand, coming for the back of our back, or all the way for a full bind, so reaching the underarm all the way through, or just stick with any variation that you had at the beginning. Little binds, we like to get a little twisty here. Get that energy flowing. Yeah. Take it through one more full round of breath. Releasing any binds we have. Staying just as low into the legs, we're just going to tilt the top of the body into a warrior two. So staying nice and low still, not giving those legs a break yet. Oh yeah, this time our shoulders are stacked over the hips though, so we're staying up nice and tall. Inhale, reach forward, still staying low into the legs. Let's just reverse that warrior two. Top hand comes to the back of the mat, pressing those fingertips back, so I'm feeling a nice big opening through the right side of my body. We're gonna end this nice little bend into the right leg with a straight leg stance. We're gonna inhale, press forward into that right leg, coming into a big airplane pose, so similar to that warrior three, but arms gonna be wide like a T. Woohoo! Feeling our balance start to come in. But let's not stop that balance challenge. So keeping into that front leg, we're just gonna slowly start to tip forward, bring our left leg up, hands to heart center, coming into a tree variation. So you can stick with the toes down, heels in. You can take it to the left foot onto the calf, or all the way up into the inside of the thigh. Any option you're choosing, you're not landing onto the knee. So you're above, below, or staying balanced onto the floor. Keeping those hands pressed together at heart center. Or you can begin to grow those branches. Make sure our belly button stays in. Nice and strong. We like this tree, don't we? Feels nice. And all we're gonna do is we're gonna slide slowly after we finish this few rounds of breath. I'll talk through it real quick. We're gonna slide that left foot back, coming into that goddess squat. So we're facing the left side of the mat again. So when you're ready, slowly start to extend that foot back. Adjust your feet as needed for our goddess squat. We're gonna be using our stars this time, but we're gonna make them into little shooting fireworks. So to the front of the mat, so it's coming into that right foot. Let's just inhale, press forward, straightening through the front leg. Shooting star to the side, chest stays up. Let's plant our feet back down. Inhale, shooting star to the back. One more time, center. Explode and lift. Center. Explode and lift. Whoop. I'm trying. Leg doesn't want to lift. There we go. One more time, into center. Rotate back into that high lunge. And let's bring our left foot to meet the right, chair pose. Feeling a nice burn here. All right, we won't hold it too long because I think Clay's getting over, hanging out. So we're gonna slide our right foot back, left foot stays forward, bending into for that side angle pose to the other side. So again, you find any of those variations, our left hand can be right on top of the thigh, or we're gonna stick it into the inside and gently press the knee away. But my front knee is right over my ankle, and my knee's facing forward towards the toes. I feel my heart rate slowly starting to pick up. Anytime you use those big quad muscles, your heart rate starts to increase just because all the oxygen is taking to use those muscles. Arms staying just like they are. We're going to straighten through the front leg, triangle pose, micro bend into the front knee so we're not locking it out in place. Let's bend the knee, coming back in for that nice side angle pose. Again, you can take that half bind here, or look for that full bind, or staying in any variation that you'd like. Any baby takes. Yeah. One more full round of breath. Releasing our bind, staying low into the legs. We're just going to tilt the top body for our warrior two. Woo! Might be needed to be adjusted. Yeah, my heels aren't in one line. Okay, do you want to turn around? Mommy's over here. You can look over here. Reaching forward, let's reverse the warrior. So left fingertips going back to the back of the mat. Chest stays lifted. Whew, my left quad is burning. So how about you stay in the spot for this long, right, Clay? Right. That's what he says. Right. That hurts. Reach, reach, reach. And again, we're gonna come into that airplane. So it's the first time that left leg's gonna straighten. It's gonna feel so good coming into that balance, shoot forward, airplane pose. Woo. Airplane had a little rough takeoff. A little turbulence up here too, so if you fall out, making sure you just come right back in. No worries here. Pointing or flexing through the back toes. Whew. This leg's a little wobbly. Yes. And let's slowly start to stand, bringing that right foot up, coming into the tree pose, any variation that we chose to the other side. So I'll try to match it. Do our best to match those poses from left to right, even on one side always seems to be a little different than the other. A little more wobbly here. Clayton. Baby cakes. Let's bring our hands into heart center. An option to grow those branches. One more full, we'll do 2 full rounds of breath here before we go to that goddess to the right side of the mat. Slide it back in. What's this? Goddess squat. This is a goddess squat. It's a funky one. It's a funky one. We're going to take it into those shooting stars. So heels in, toes out. Big shooting star to the front. We'll do it with play. Shoot star. Yay. Bring it into center. Shooting star to the back. Shoot and star. This is harder with you. I'll just keep talking through it. So we'll come back into center for that goddess squat. Shooting star to the front. Back into center. Shooting star to the back. Bring it back into center. That was that last big shooting star. So we're going to rotate our feet. High lunge to the front of the room. Bring the right foot to meet the left, chair pose. You want to do a chair pose? I'm going to bring my feet together. Option to keep your feet hip width distance apart. Nice final big chair. Yes, last of those nice quad work. Inhaling up through the nose. Exhale, release. And let's come all the way into our forward fold. Good job, bud. So relaxing the head here, allowing the legs to feel that nice stretch. Slowly starting to thank them for all that hard work. Do you want to lay down? Or do you want to sit? Let's take for that twist, so bending through the right knee, left leg straight. Left arm comes up, little twist. Bring it back into center. We'll bend through the left knee. Right one straight, right hand comes up. We're going to bring it back into center. We're going to slowly roll up. I don't know if I trust you. Do you want to lay on your back real quick? We're going to come into that nice strong mountain pose. Hi. We're going to take our left hand, reach it on up for our standing half moon. Left arm stays by the ear. And let's switch to the other side. You still happy? We'll bring it back into center. Let's twist the whole body on over to the right. Arms low down. Arms come back up. Hello. We'll bring it back into center. Bring our hands in towards heart center. And hope everyone has a safe and lovely holiday. And again, anytime you want to do a standing flow, feel free to choose this one and get those quads working. Otherwise, have a fabulous day and enjoy. Thank you. Thank you. Oh yeah, and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And if any questions, comments, please let me know. Clay and I will be happy to help. Thanks, guys. Bye.